YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. And in this review, we're going to talk about the game Backyard Wrestling Don't Try This at Home, which was released on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox by Eidos and Paradox Development. And this game is pretty much based off of the now defunct hardcore wrestling promotion, Backyard Wrestling, and stuff like that, even though other similar hardcore wrestling promotions had come up since then. Now, in the game, there are over like 30 wrestlers that are in the game and everything, which includes Road Boy, Katana, Monoxide, Commissioner, and the rap group ICP and everything. And pretty much, um, when it comes to like the wrestling holds and the strikes and stuff like that, the names of them are pretty much over the top and everything. Like for example, the atomic drop is given the name of toilet seat. You know what I'm saying? It's this. I guess you could pretty much call it lowbrow humor. I guess you know what I'm saying, to be consistent with backyard wrestling and everything. Now, the modes in Backyard Wrestling Don't Try This at Home are the talk show mode, exhibition mode, bonus games, create a wrestler, media room, and option. Now, the talk show mode is pretty much essentially the story mode of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much loosely based off of like Jerry Springer and whatever in terms of the cutscenes and stuff like that. And after the cutscenes play, you pretty much play your matches. And the segments are like consist of different stuff like shopping spree, matching mayhem, and club beatdown and stuff like that. And in each game, in each segment, you pretty much face off against a certain number of wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Depending on and who your opponents actually are, does depend on which character you pick and everything. And along with the number of opponents you'll face, there's also the extra goals that you can complete when you face off against a particular opponent. But the extra goals are pretty much optional and stuff like that. And some of the wrestlers that you face in the story mode, you can unlock them if you pretty much defeat them and everything in a specific match, you know. And the exhibition mode is where you play in a one-on-one match where you either play against the computer or against someone else in a co-op. And what you do is pick um, wrestlers from that's currently available and everything, and pick a location where you have the match and you go at it. But the thing about the exhibition mode is that it only has like one-on-one matches. There's no like no championship matches or anything like that. So it's really skimpy with the content when it comes to the exhibition mode. Now, the bonus games consist of the survival mode, King of the Hill, and Tag. And survival mode is really the only playable mode until you able to unlock the other two at like a later time and everything. And pretty much survival mode is pretty much a gauntlet match where the goal is to beat as many of the opponents as possible on a single health bar and everything. And if you lose, then of course the game is over unless you are able to beat everybody in one swoop and stuff like that. Now, King of the Hill is pretty much a two-player co-op where the goal is to hold the hill until your opponent tells it's completely gone and everything. Now, tag is pretty much an unusual game mode in a wrestling game where you have to knock your opponent down, and if you do that, your opponent is it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a hardcore variation of the childhood game tag and everything. And you want to like transfer the status to your opponent by, like I said, knocking them down until like their health is gone, and that's when the winner is declared. Now, with the create a wrestler mode, what you can do is give your wrestler a particular name, a move set. You can change the type of moves that they do, and pretty much, and also their appearance, much like most creative wrestling modes in other wrestling games, but it's not as detailed as most creative wrestling modes in other games, like some of the WWE games that you find on like GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and other ones and stuff like that. Now, in the media room, this is where you can view like different videos, like promotions, video game trailers, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You can also view the characters in the game perform like the different wrestling holds that can be done. You know what I'm saying? Like a body slam, suplex, like a variation of the Stone Cold Stunner and stuff like that. Now with the options, you can pretty much change like the difficulty, turning on and off, the vibration, and stuff like that, along with the event camera. Plus, you can adjust the volume for the soundtrack and sound effects and stuff like that. Now, as far as the graphics, excuse me, as I was saying, the graphics and design are okay, but they really didn't age well and everything. Um, yes, I would say it's definitely not as good as some of the WWE games that was released on the PlayStation 2 and GameCube, and to a lesser degree, the three WWE games that was released on the Xbox and stuff. Now the gameplay and controls are at best pretty mediocre, but they pretty much suffer from a lousy hit detection when it comes to using the weapons and some of the strikes. Because if you try to pick up a baseball bat and try to swing it there, half the time you get nailed by your opponent and stuff like that. Is that's how wonky the hit detection is a lot of times. Now with a soundtrack, it consists of songs by different recording artists like American High Five, Rise, and ICP. And if you like those particular artists and their music, you're pretty much going to enjoy the soundtrack. But I can honestly say that the soundtrack is pretty decent and serviceable for any video game. It just didn't need to be in this game. You know what I'm saying? And it seems as if backyard wrestling, don't try this at home, is pretty much a cash cow because of the popularity spike that backyard wrestling received back between 1998 and 2002 and everything. And it pretty much failed to be a good wrestling game, in my opinion. In my opinion, did backyard wrestling, don't try this at home, didn't need to exist. You know what I'm saying? And far as the score, I definitely give backyard wrestling, don't try this at home, a 5 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? It's did a few, guess it did a few things right, but there's a lot of flaws that can't be ignored and everything. Now, with that being said, you can share your opinion about backyard wrestling. Don't try this at home in the comment section. Make your voice known, your opinion known, and everything about it and everything. And if you like this video and my other content, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit that bell notification button too. This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 signing off.